Good evening, it's 8 o'clock. The top headlines tonight. Well, the showdown happening right now. It's farmers versus the Haryana government in Karnal. Water cannons used and high securities as farmers march the mini secretariat here. Farmers are protesting against an August lathi charge, saying that then STM should be charged with murder. The third wave is here in Maharashtra, say the Mumbai mayor and a state minister. Mumbai cases are up by 55% from 3 weeks ago. Meanwhile, as Kerala cases dip, the chief minister relaxes restrictions, lifting the night curfew and the Sunday lockdown. We want Azadi. Huge crowds march in Kabul as their major protest over the Pakistan role in Afghanistan. People say Pakistan should leave Afghanistan. The Taliban fires in the air, beats protesters and detains journalists. The Uttar Pradesh election battle begins with BSP's Mayawati and Owaisi. Mayawati's Brahman outreach and Owaisi in Ayodhya. The Congress says these parties are the BJP's Team B. Meanwhile, the Chhattisgarh chief minister clears the arrest of his own father, 86 years old. His father arrested for anti-Brahmin remarks allegedly made in UP, sent to judicial custody for 15 days. Heavy rain in different parts of India. Rain washes away a Dehradun-Rishikesh alternate road. Heavy rain also in Kolkata and Telangana as the National Disaster Relief Force is sent into Chiplun in Maharashtra. Our lead story tonight, the Karnal Showdown. Karnal in Haryana, where farmers are currently holding a mini gherao of the mini secretariat. This after talks between the state government and farmers failed over what charges should be against IS officer who last week had said that farmers' heads should be broken. So we see there Rakesh Tikait and others leading that march. Water cannons also used against farmers this evening as talks failed. They're currently on a mini gherao at the mini secretariat. Well, that officer has been transferred, but farmers say they want murder charges. Ghazali, what's currently happening as farmers are on that gherao of this mini secretariat?
Hundreds of farmers, after hearing that Rakesh Tikait, Yogendra Yadav and senior leaders of SKM have gherao the mini secretariat there. Hundreds of farmers, if you can see, have now come out on National Highway 44. They are all coming from other places of Haryana's districts with their tractors and trolleys and moving towards the mini secretariat. Though heavy deployment of police is there outside the mini secretariat, yet the administration has not chosen to use force against these protesting farmers since morning. Because in the morning when it was raining, there were less number of farmers, so the administration had thought that maybe more farmers won't turn up for the Mahapanchayat. But by 11 or 12 in the noon, large number of farmers started coming in, forcing the government or the district administration to contact the top leaders of SKM here and then invite them for talks. The talks went for 3 to 4 hours, which failed because the farm union leaders demand that murder charges should be pressed against the then SDM Mr. Sinha as well as the cops who were involved with the lathi charge. But the government didn't accept to those demands, after which thousands of farmers have now sat outside the Deputy Commissioner's office or the mini secretariat here at Karnal. Now the government is deliberating upon to again go for another round of talk to convince these farmers to lift their dharna or the protest here.
Right, Ghazali. So we'll keep coming back to you for the latest. So especially after that huge success of the UP Mahapanchayat on Sunday, there's a political message farmers are sending out here as well, that they're a force to be reckoned with in elections too. What is happening there? We've seen political leaders staying far away from these protests but supporting them, Ghazali. We'll come back to you, Ghazali, for more on that. But as I said, with the latest updates. But let's go across to the big headline. Well, that is COVID data. And in Maharashtra, Cabinet Minister Nitin Raut has said the third wave has arrived in Nagpur. The Mumbai mayor also said the third wave is here. This as Mumbai has recorded 55% more cases this week than 2 weeks ago.
At least 2 officials in Maharashtra have said the third wave is here, in Mumbai and in Nagpur. Mumbai's cases in September are already 28% of all of August's.
इधर उधर घूमना, बिना मास्क के उधर बैठना, तो मंडल के लोग भी जिम्मेदारी ले भी रहे. तो मेरा घर मेरा बाप्पा ऐसा ये करके मैं खुद किधर भी जाने वाली नहीं है क्योंकि तीसरी वेव आ रही है, आ गई है.
The last week has seen over 2,800 cases, which is 55% more than the weekly total a fortnight ago. In Nagpur, a minister from the Congress declared a third wave as well.
आज डबल के फिगर में हम आ गए हैं. इसका मतलब हमारे यहाँ थर्ड वेव का आगमन हो गया है. उसका मुकाबला करने के लिए हमारा प्रशासन सजग रहे. कड़क निर्बंध हमको लगाने पर मजबूर होना ही पड़ेगा और वो लगेंगे.
But in Nagpur, while the jump over the last fortnight is sharper, over 150%, the total cases are only 49. So is it being blown out of proportion? Two top ministers played down the third wave comments.
नागपूरच्या बाबतीत त्यांनी त्यांचे पालकमंत्री म्हणून आढावा घेऊन काही गोष्टी जरूर बोलल्या असतील, परंतु आज मला एक नक्की सांगायचं आहे की निर्बंध वाढवण्याच्या संदर्भात आरोग्य विभाग किंवा माननीय मुख्यमंत्री अद्याप काही असा विचारात नाही आहेत की माननीय मुख्यमंत्रीच या बाबतीतले ऑब्झर्वेशन आणि आकडे लक्षात घेऊन निर्णय घेतील.
मला वाटतं आता काळजी आपण स्वतःहून घेणं गरजेचं आहे, कारण थोडी जी लोकांमध्ये मनात शंका असते की जायला पाहिजे की नको. मला वाटतं जेवढं तुम्ही स्वतःची काळजी घेऊ शकाल, अंतर ठेवू शकाल, मास्क घालू शकाल आणि गर्दी कमी करू शकाल, तेवढे निर्बंध कमी लागतील. कारण तिसरी लाट जसं मी सांगितलं हे पूर्णपणे आपल्यावर निर्भर आहे की आपण किती लवकर ती खेचायची की किती लांब ठेवायची.
Crowds are expected in the run-up to the Ganesh Chaturthi next week. More than 2/3 of the COVID patients at major COVID centers in Mumbai are at the moment unvaccinated, according to a study of the numbers of these centers. With people out on promenades like Marine Drive, marshals like these are ensuring that people wear masks. In the meantime, leaders like Nitin Raut, Energy Minister, and Mumbai Mayor Kishori Pednekar are saying the third wave is already here, based on the spike in the number of COVID cases over the last few days. But health authorities say that the current numbers of COVID cases is nothing close to what is expected in the third wave. In Mumbai with camera person Rajendra Dhayalkar, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
Well, let's just look at overall numbers. So as Maharashtra, Mumbai and Nagpur cases are rising, overall in India, we're at 31,222 fresh cases. That's almost just over 19% drop from yesterday. The cases are down by 19.83%. Deaths in the last 24 hours are 290. That's up. Tests have also gone up slightly by over 8%. The daily positivity rate has come down at 2.05%. What about vaccinations? Remember, we crossed 1 crore yesterday. We're already at over 72 lakh vaccination doses administered today as of 7:30 p.m. So we can see that the vaccination doses, with India crossing the 1 crore daily vaccination mark yesterday for the third time in 11 days. So vaccinations going up, over 1.13 crore vaccinations yesterday and already over 72 lakhs till 7:30 this evening. Now, let's just look at what's responsible for the dip. Well, Kerala's cases have dipped to under 29,000 per day, but that's still nearly 70% of all India cases. Yet, despite this, Kerala's Chief Minister has gone ahead and lifted major restrictions. He announced today, Mr. Vijayan, that there'll be an end to the Sunday lockdowns, and he lifted night curfew as well. The Russian National Security Advisor Nikolai Patrushev will be in India tomorrow to meet with our NSA, Mr. Ajit Doval. The high-level India-Russia consultations will be led by the NSAs, and what's happening in Afghanistan is likely to be top of the agenda. This meeting after calls between Prime Minister Modi and President Putin last week. Well, moving to Indian politics, and Uttar Pradesh is gearing up for a political battle. Today, BSP chief Mayawati began, in a sense, election campaign with a Brahmin outreach. Meanwhile, Asaduddin Owaisi was in Ayodhya today, both addressing rallies. The other opposition in the state, Akhilesh Yadav and the Congress, have been maintaining that both these parties are the BJP's Team B.
Two leaders effectively launching their UP campaign. BSP chief and four-term chief minister Mayawati out of power for a decade, fighting for political survival. And Asaduddin Owaisi of the AIMIM looking for a political foothold in India's most populous state. both addressing rallies 60 kilometers from each other. In Lucknow, Mayawati held a meeting focused on Brahmins, the last of a series organized by her party. The Bahujan Samaj Party is trying to resurrect a 2007 SC plus Brahmin votes formula that gave Mayawati an uninterrupted 5-year run as Chief Minister. Brahmins are estimated to be about 11% of Uttar Pradesh's population.
अब ये ब्राह्मण समाज के लोग भी प्रदेश के नगर नगर ये खुलकर कहने लगे हैं कि इन सभी पार्टियों की सरकारों की तुलना में बीएसपी का शासनकाल हर मामले में व हर स्तर पर कई गुना बेहतर रहा है.
But the loudest cheers came when Mayawati promised to shun parks, monuments and memorials, including those dedicated to herself, a contentious legacy of her last term.
अब हमें कोई नया फिर से हमें कोई नया स्मारक या पार्क या उनकी मूर्तियां आदि फिर से लगाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. जितना मुझे काम करना था मैंने थोक के भाव कर दिया.
Mayawati, whose statue you can see behind me, made a whole host of promises during her rally here at the BSP party office in Lucknow. But going from those promises to getting actual votes on the ground for the party is going to be a tough task with just months left for crucial UP Assembly elections.
2007 में भी वही था कि कहीं भी नहीं थे, ठीक है. उसके बाद भी 3/4 मेजॉरिटी आई, फुल मेजॉरिटी से हमारी सरकार बनी और इंशाल्लाह हम ये उम्मीद करते हैं, ठीक है ना, कि आज का जो प्रबुद्ध सम्मेलन है ये बहुत बड़ा मैसेज जाएगा.
2 दिन से हमारे
Telangana-based Asaduddin Owaisi, whose party the AIMIM's UP poll debut in 2017 on 38 seats resulted in 0 wins and just 0.2% vote share, is trying for a resurrection on the back of an alliance with 10 regional outfits. Owaisi visited the Ayodhya district today, referring to it by its previous name Faizabad before the Adityanath government changed it.
ओवैसी अयोध्या का नाम नहीं लेते हैं. मैंने कहा भाई साहब अयोध्या भी भारत में है, फैजाबाद भी भारत में है और ओवैसी भी भारत में है.
Owaisi's party fought recent assembly polls in Bengal and Bihar too, and faced accusations from Mamata Banerjee's TMC and the RJD in Bihar of acting as the BJP's B team by dividing Muslim votes. With Pramod Srivastav and camera person Rajesh Gupta, this is Alok Pandey, NDTV.
It's unheard of for a chief minister to clear the arrest of his own father, but that's what happened in the case of Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel, whose father, the 86-year-old Nand Kumar Baghel, has been arrested for remarks he made against a Brahmin community in Uttar Pradesh and sent to 15 days in custody by a court in Raipur. But however, political observers say Mr. Baghel has cleared the arrest of his father in Chhattisgarh to save him from being arrested in Uttar Pradesh.
The Chhattisgarh police arrested the chief minister's father from Delhi and brought him to Raipur. Nand Kumar Baghel has been sent to judicial remand for 15 days for making derogatory remarks against the Brahmin community.
न्यायिक रिमांड पे केंद्रीय कारागार में रखा गया है. आज उनके निर्देश अनुसार आज जमानत आवेदन प्रस्तुत करने के लिए उन्होंने मना किया था, इसलिए हमने उस पर कोई भी कार्रवाई नहीं किया.
Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel on Sunday made it clear his father would get no special treatment.
पिताजी के होने के नाते पूरा सम्मान, लेकिन मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में मेरी जिम्मेदारी है कि समाज में विभिन्न वर्ग के लोगों के बीच में समरसता भाईचारे बना रहना चाहिए और यदि उसे कोई खंडित करने की कोशिश करे तो उनके खिलाफ जो कानूनी कार्रवाई है, विधि सम्मत कार्रवाई है, वो की जाएगी.
उत्तर प्रदेश का चुनाव है, वोट को साधने की राजनीति है, इसलिए उत्तर प्रदेश में जाके उनके पिताजी ने जो शब्दों का प्रयोग किया एक समाज के लिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी उसकी निंदा करती है. कहीं उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार उसको गिरफ्तार न कर ले, इसलिए छत्तीसगढ़ की सरकार ने अपना जाल बिछाया.
The Brahmin Samaj, a Brahmin activist group, had complained and the police registered a case against Baghel Sr. for promoting enmity and for a speech provoking violence.
86-year-old Nand Kumar Baghel is known for his anti-Brahminical ideology, but this controversy has hit the state in the middle of a leadership tussle between Bhupesh Baghel and his cabinet colleague T.S. Singh Dev. With Somesh Patel in Raipur, Anurag Dwari for NDTV.
Meanwhile, heavy rain across parts of India, unseasonal rain at this time in September. Look at these visuals of an alternate road that had been opened on the Dehradun-Rishikesh highway, which is, you can see those visuals, you can't actually see the road, it's like a river and vehicles being washed away because of heavy rainfall, which lashed this area on Monday night. So you can see there the road and cars being completely washed away on an alternate road being opened on the Delhi-Rishikesh highway. Also heavy rain reported across India, in Uttarakhand, in Chhattisgarh in Maharashtra. The NDRF has gone in Kolkata as well, and in Telangana.